Welcome back to the Boys on the Field podcast brought to you by Offside Boys. We're in a good mood today, boys. We got Anthony Santia, Anthony Lancioni, and Ethan Gabor. We're coming off the back of a big TFC win against the Colorado Rapids. We got some Canada stuff we might mention as well, but that might also come in a future episode, so stay tuned. But yeah, boys, how are we feeling after another? That's two wins in a row. When's the last? Actually, we should find out when the last time that was because I'm ecstatic. Santia, how you feeling over there?
Been sick the past week, but excited to talk soccer for the first time in a while. This is legitimately probably the craziest game TFC has been involved in since the 5-0 thrashing against Montreal last year. So very excited to get into that one.
Yeah, definitely an interesting game there. We'll get into the details. Lancione, how are you over there?
Uh, Still recovering from being sick, I'd say. The week before, I
It's a
think I
theme
caught
here.
Santia sick, possibly. Uh,
Probably.
yeah, I don't know. I always just stay congested for God knows how long after. But yeah, no, super hyped. The Sergeant man, he's here. He's arrived. He's landed.
Let's go. The Sergeant. Ethan, how about you, man?
It's a theme here, boys. Everybody's sick, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Dude, what a game. What a game. That's really the only thing that's on my mind right now is just recapping. Honestly, one of the craziest games that I've ever got to see live, and that's saying something for a April game in 2026. But yeah, lots to get into with that one. So let's just get it going, boys. I mean, what a freaking win.
I mean, yeah, so I guess we'll start at
We just got to
I kind of
recap all
red.
this.
Yeah, I kind of want to start at the red cards
Yeah.
because
That's fair.
that's something I've really never seen too much before. It's not rare to have one red card in a game, but to see the amount we did was insane. That spiced things up to begin with. Lancioni, I'll go to you first. What did you think of just the chaos that ensued throughout that game?
I don't know what it was because I didn't really get the vibes of a chippy game from it. Like it didn't
Yeah.
seem like a game you would get three red cards in. But they were all like the right call, in my opinion. The two straight reds and then the second yellow. Um, First one on Raheem Edwards, that was just straight. I know Ethan, you had said they didn't look that bad
Yeah.
live, but when you see on the broadcast, that
Mhm.
was a bad, that was really bad
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess we
Edwards
have two
was.
perspectives here, one from
Mhm.
TV, one from live. What was the reaction in the building like, Ethan?
It's funny, yeah. So like it's like Lance Shirley said, like I texted you guys what had happened. So from my vantage point, so just kind of for context for people listening, so I'm on the west side. We're like right near the south end, right? The tackle occurred like on the west side of the field, sort of like just past, I guess, midfield-ish, I would say.
Mm.
From what I saw, like again, I couldn't see the full tackle live. It didn't look like anything too crazy to me. And then yeah, all of a sudden there's all this commotion, everything's happening. And this was the one that they VAR'd, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And turned it into a
It,
red. Yeah.
both Reds went for
Yeah,
the
yeah. So the yellow comes out and I'm like, okay, whatever, like that's fine with me. And then all of a sudden, yeah, like I see the ref going over to VAR and I'm like, well, was it really that bad? And this is the problem too, is they don't show the replay in the stadium when he's doing that. So we're all sitting there like being like, what did he go high? Did he like trying to figure out exactly what happened? I did look at it after eventually and I was like, okay, yeah, that was obviously a clear red. It made sense, but yeah, it was definitely a bit of a weird moment. But as soon as that decision came, I mean, that place started going pretty wild pretty quickly, and yeah, it only got crazier from there, I guess.
And
Yeah,
you
they
mentioned,
kind of leave everyone in the stadium in the dark
Yes,
during those.
okay,
yes,
well, even if they did show a replay, you mentioned the like those, like the boards. I don't know if
it's
anyone's
hard to
noticed,
see, man.
the positioning of the boards has been
Yes,
such an issue for me since like this season. And I know they're probably moving things around for the World Cup, but like where I sit, I can't see any of the boards clearly. I have to
it's
look across
it,
towards like the east.
exactly like I'm staring literally at the furthest point away from where I
Yeah,
sit in order to see one of the video boards because there's one like right behind me and I have to look like literally turn over my
yeah, that's what I.
shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Yeah,
one over there. There's one like none of them work. It's very
so
annoying. I will be
inconvenient.
honest. That's like it's that's a low key thing that started to like kind of piss me off a little bit. It's
And
just
like I
how
sorry,
it
I
is
sit
right now.
I sit where where the
Yeah.
big scoreboard used to be. It used to be to my
Hmm.
left. So I
Hmm.
like now I'll watch and I'm constantly
Hmm.
like it's like, oh dude, it's not there
I'm
anymore.
constantly looking like straight in the middle of the north end,
Yeah,
and then like I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's not there. It's something to
And
get
Um,
used to, I guess.
Did you guys have you guys noticed where the VAR board is for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
replay?
in the corner of the pitch.
it's like an
Yeah,
iPad. You just
that's
whip
such
it
Yeah,
a
out.
weird, that's
yeah.
such a weird spot. Like I just go, I'm like, why is he going there? What is he grabbing? And then it's like this
It's just literally,
mobile
literally.
tablet. It like moves up. I'm like, what is this?
Oh my God, man, that's crazy. But yeah, no,
But
what a red card, and then
yeah,
more stuff happened after
yeah.
that.
So following, oh sorry, Santi, you have something?
yeah, so I was just gonna say to that point, I think that's why the game got even more chippy as well
Yeah.
because you don't have a replay. So if you're playing for Colorado, and this is actually what I had thought afterwards. When it happened in real time, I thought, okay, foul, whatever. The very first replay I saw, I was like, oh shit, like he looked like he snapped his leg. I thought it was a red card right away. Then they went to VAR, justifiably sent him off. Jackson Travis, the guy who committed the foul, was kind of shocked, which I don't really know how you can be after looking at that replay. But that's the thing. Nobody saw the replay. Only the refs saw it. The fans couldn't see it. Damn well know the players didn't see it, and that's probably why they got pissed off because they thought they got screwed over by the ref, not actually being able to see the replay of the foul. I thought things were gonna calm down after halftime. They get to see the replay. Maybe like, oh shit, okay, it was a red card, but they made it chippy the entire second half, and it ended up working out for about 10, 15 minutes, as we'll get into. But that's why I thought initially, right after, it was just gonna be a shit show because they thought they were gonna get screwed over by a call.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, it looked like that for sure. Obviously, we saw two red cards before that first goal went in.
Hmm.
I think it came from the free kick.
Yeah.
But yeah, within the span of 3 minutes into the second half, the 51st and 54th minute, we were down by two. Uh,
After Raheem's red card, yes, you
yeah,
should
after
note.
Raheem's red card. So both teams down to 10 men. Um, I'm not going to lie to you boys. I thought it was over. I
Yep.
didn't think I had no
Didn't we
hope.
all?
Yeah.
There was no.
It's so funny, and I wanted to bring this up because so normally, when I go to games, it's me and my two buddies who we've had season tickets forever. Neither of them could come on Saturday. Tough game to miss. Sorry, boys. But I brought two guys who had never been to a TFC game before, right? And it's so funny because we go down 2-0, and I'm just like, I've seen this movie before a million times. Like, it's over, right? It's 2-0. And I literally turn to one of my buddies and I just go, dude, like, sorry, boys. Also, because the first half was atrocious. Like, there was nothing besides the red really to actually like evaluate. And I just turned, I'm like, ah, boys, I'm sorry, man. I wish this was a better game for you. My buddy just turns to me. He doesn't know a lot about soccer. He just goes, dude, they can still win. I'm like, shut up. What are you talking
Oh,
about, man?
Exactly.
And then lo and behold, things get a little crazy.
Yeah,
Shout out Zach Steffen. What an
and
awesome keeper.
and
Manchester City
crazy
legend. What an
they
awful
did.
keeper.
I mean,
Uh,
dude, both the first two goals were like kind
dude,
of
I was gonna
like
say
Richie's goal was pretty pretty fluky too.
neither of those goals should have gone in. We got a gift from God
You know what?
twice.
I
That
can't say anything about Gavin after that.
Oh,
You gotta be
that's
thankful we don't have
dude.
that.
I mean, listen, I've seen Gavin let in a couple egregious goals from half. That one might top it though.
and it just was it might be the weirdest own goal I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It was a
like
50-50 right inside the half and then it
mhm.
just went in the
Why
back of the net.
why are you
Yeah,
playing it back to your keeper like that though?
I
it
don't
was a
think
bad
I don't
ball.
think
I
he meant
know.
to. I think he was
Yeah,
expecting contact on the other end, so he went in full force and there was no one there, so he just ended
yeah.
up kicking the ball.
So it
Well, and
I think
again,
it's like
so
smashed it.
clearing it towards his
the
net. It was
the wind
Unbelievable.
also I think was a factor. Like just
oh
because
yeah.
again, like Richie's goal was
That's
definitely
brilliant.
wind assisted. Let's be honest here.
True.
Like, and then with that one, I mean, from where I was sitting, like looking straight at it, I mean, the ball didn't travel in like the straightest flight path, if that makes any sense.
I
Like,
guess you had
it did look a little weird. I mean, it's still insane that like that somehow gets past you, but like, I don't want to give him any like saving grace, but it was a weird ball. But I can't like I still cannot believe that something like that actually went our way for once. I was shocked at that.
unbelievable. And then speaking about going our way, 85th minute, a goal was scored at BMO Field and it wasn't conceded by the home team. Josh Sargent opening his mark for TFC, getting on the board there, 85th. to win the game. That also got him, I believe, into the MLS Team of the Week as well, based off
Yeah,
of
he was. Yeah.
performance.
Yeah, he
So
did Richie's goal too.
this is kind of exactly the pace I expected it to go for Sargent. I didn't really expect him to come in and bang right away. Like, you know, he only got 45 minutes that first appearance. It really felt like this was the first game where he was like, I'm going to get involved. I've been working with these guys on the training pitch for a few weeks now. You'll see the result of it. We did 85th minute, exactly what you want from your new striker, winning goal.
Mhm. You know, I felt real good about him actually getting that, especially considering that miss that he had in the
Mhm.
first half. Like
About that.
that was a tough one to watch. I won't lie. That definitely shocked me. So it was very nice to see him get that, and you know, that's a great like welcome to BMO Field moment too. Like these games, we don't get crazy games like we did in the past, you know what I mean? Like we're just so resigned to conceding late and just never coming back. To have a moment like that and to see the passion kind of from the fans after such a wild game, to me that's a great way to get your first goal. I'm happy he did, especially considering what happened early on, and hopefully it's the first of many.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see, especially as we do talk about the miss that he had. He's had chances in his few minutes on the field and the couple games that he played prior, but it's good to see that he finally scored. Again, we still haven't seen him play with Mihailovic, which is what everybody's been waiting for.
Mhm.
Jordy had, I think it was like a spleen injury or something like that, maybe bleeding into sports. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, very excited for him, very happy for him. We know it's only going to get better with Jordy. Right now, they still look a little bit too single focus to get the ball to Sargent. Whereas in olden days, it was get the ball to Burner, get the ball to Insigne. So I'm very excited to see what happens when you start spicing things up with Shaloi, Sargent, and also Mihailovic on the field because that's going to be very exciting to watch.
Now, you mentioned Mihailovic there. He was initially listed as questionable with an illness, I think last week. This week, I think it's been confirmed that it was a groin injury.
Yeah.
Groin,
And
okay.
slightly worse, apparently.
Mhm.
So I don't know what his timetable is for a return, but yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a huge addition once we can get like Sargent and Mihailovic on the same page.
I mean,
Um,
it's just further at a point. It's like you saw it at the beginning of the season before Sargent came, how much this was like the buildup was meant to have that nine in there, and specifically with
Mhm.
Jordy, like just to have them on the pitch together, like like we need this because you can just you see the vision so fucking clearly, like at this point that like this is going to work so well. We just need him to get on the pitch, man. Like it just needs to happen. Again, I don't know what his timetable is, but like it's so clear this is gonna work. Like
Yeah.
I'm fully bought in.
This is definitely the team where you can just see that ceiling, that high ceiling of being a very high scoring team, very attack minded
yeah.
with
And I mean,
some
as,
defensive lapses.
as well, like we're 4 games unbeaten now.
Hmm.
And this is all with these issues we're talking about, with like us still having to figure things out and get our best players back on the pitch. So I think we're in a great spot. I mean, 2 wins on the bounce, 4 unbeaten. We play Cincinnati again this weekend, who we beat just 4 games ago. So
Hmm.
we're in a good spot, boys. I'm excited for this season. For once, we've like, because this is exactly when like you start the season, you're excited. By this point, you know,
Usually
five
we're already
wins,
dead.
You
yeah,
can
you're already
tell
losing hope.
what's going to happen.
But
Mhm.
now we might win the league, boys. Win the
I mean,
league.
I do want to. I mean, again, I'm the pessimist of this group, as we've kind of already know. I do want to say this. In 2024, I wasn't as good of a start at this, but we had a pretty good start under Herdman, and we're
We
looking very
did.
good. And there happened to be a bit of a big tournament in the summer called Copa America that happened. And as soon as that came, the wheels just completely fell off. I think it was like 10 straight losses or something ridiculous. This summer, we also have a pretty big tournament happening. And so I just hope that momentum isn't stifled because of such a large amount of time off and also such a large amount of time off at home, too. I mean, like our schedule is so loaded with home games right now. And then the back half of the season, there's like two or three. So, like, that's the only thing that, like, to me, I can point towards of like, okay, maybe like it's good that we're getting these points. This is what we need to be doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there is somewhat of a drop maybe post World Cup. We'll see, of course, but I do want to kind of just mention that as something to watch out for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a long season, but my my personal hope is just make playoffs.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was about to
After
say.
Once
that,
you're in anything, and it's in this crazy format, like of course, once you're in, like
At
anything can
BMO
happen.
Field too, playoff game.
Buddy, it's been a long time.
Hungry. We're
yeah,
hungry. One
I'd
player
say
that,
my expectations by then will just be dependent on how the teams look. If they're looking really good, then
yeah,
my expectations will be win it
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
If they kind of just scrape in, it's just going to be like, okay, this is just
yeah, game by game.
progress in the rebuild, right? As long as they
yeah,
make it, I'll be happy.
I
yeah.
got a feeling I'm still gonna be screaming Gavrin's name though, if they even hit
Have
that
faith,
point.
Santia. Have faith. He had a little
You
stumbling
want to
block. He had a
you
little
want to hear me
stumbling
have
block.
faith?
Give it. Have faith. He'll be back.
You,
He'll be
You
okay,
there.
you
won't be
want
screaming, Stefan.
There's no issue if we're four unbeaten. It's fine. We're good. It's fine.
well, and here's me having some type of positivity. This is without even sniffing Corbiano on the field. He still has to come back as
Another
well,
one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I
I don't know
think
what the
DeAndre
hell the
Curse is
deal is
having a
with him, man.
placeholder. He had
Well,
surgery, I think, on a calf.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like
Calf
it's just
injury.
like there's been no update or anything in
Which
terms of
tells me
any
he'll
He
sort
be
of
had the
out for
timeline.
surgery like
Yeah,
within the last month. He had the
yeah,
surgery, so
yeah.
he's gonna be out probably for a
that.
A
Yeah,
couple
that
while,
months.
I know
tells me
that.
there's no timetable yet, so that tells me
Hmm
he'll be out for a
Have
while.
to
But
That'll be
one
post
player,
World Cup.
That's a
well,
tough calf's a tough thing to.
but
Wow.
one player,
Yeah.
if we do make the playoffs, one player that won't be there, our boy Kosi Thompson. I'm looking at one of you three. Who wants to? My first reaction was big tones, but Santia's got his arms up. Who wants to tackle this one?
I
Take
was
the
looking forward to him
take
playing
it
you on
easy.
Saturday,
Take it
man.
easy. Take it easy on them though.
I
I
mean,
didn't
like,
mind him.
mm,
I I think for me, I always thought that Kobe Franklin was the bigger issue, the bigger guy that pissed me off. It is what it is. I think slowly as TFC are going through their season, they're finally evaluating names and they finally have depth as well. Like we saw Pineda make his debut, who came from Santa Clara, which is funnily enough the island that my girlfriend's from. I actually saw them play live. He wasn't on the team, but that was fun. So they finally have depth in players. They had a lot of injuries going into the year. So now that they're having players coming back that can eat minutes, you can finally get, I'm not going to say dead weight, but you can finally get rid of the players that you don't think you're going to use. So that's very exciting to see them finally shape a roster and not get rid of players that can actually give you positives because that's what they were doing for a long time. So I'm
Mhm.
happy with this move.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one season as well, we did let go of a lot of young players that we probably shouldn't have. But one thing I've noticed in the MLS, which is slightly different than in Europe, Kosi Thompson has been with TFC, came through the TFC Academy. He signed to the TFC Academy when he was 12. So he's academy guy. And typically, you look at European teams, they tend to stick or they not maybe not stick to them in terms of starting them, but they tend to keep those types of players around a bit more. In the MLS, there seems to be a bit of more of a revolving door
For
where
sure.
if you're not hitting that like top end quality that you need to be a part of the first team on a consistent basis, then you might get looked
Yeah.
at getting shipped off.
I mean, and like let's just call a spade here. I mean, Cozy was a dead man walking for most of these last two seasons. I mean, you mentioned Kobe Franklin as well. Like, I mean, I'm sort of in a similar boat there. I was sort of sad that he couldn't play on Saturday, man. I was ready to just see some freaking Cozy disaster class not on our team. Didn't need it anyways, and I was all loaded up. But yeah, he had some visa issues or something. And it's like you said, the depth that we now have. I mean, I got to give credit to Jason just in terms of how he's been able to just entirely rebuild this roster over the last year or so. And that allows you to ship off weaker pieces like a Cozy Thompson. And to me, it's a great move. It gets rid of that, and we have still a very solid team. So, yeah, great move. I'm happy with it. Bye bye, Cozy, and your stupidly, ridiculously high shorts.
he didn't play to have a disaster class, but he definitely brought the aura to Colorado for that disaster
You
class. So
bring him in as his energy gets there.
I will say though, it does kind of suck in the sense of like one of your own, like
Yeah.
academy and all
Yeah.
that, just not panning out. That always
Which
sucks.
is a theme with TFC over the last 10 years or
It's
so.
tough. It's tough. It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
tough to get it right.
Like we
What
have
was it?
not had a lot of good guys come through the academy, and anybody that's had a lot of promise has gone out the door generally. So
Was it Osorio that had that interview where he kind of called out the process of it all and just like how it's ran?
Oh,
I
I didn't
think
see
it
that.
was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lots of players have called out the
It was
TFC
last
Academy.
year,
Yeah.
but
He's the only real example of someone who's stuck around out of
Yeah.
the
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, you look at it like who's like Parizo's
everyone else has
gone.
been shipped
Like,
off.
yeah,
I
no,
think it also just worked for
Genuine.
him timing.
Nelson. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, no,
Jakil,
Anyway,
that
the
one pissed me
academy's got
off
to
when they traded
do
him.
Hmm.
a better job of scouting,
At
developing.
developing, like
But then
we're
even when they get to the first team, we gotta like I know like we did sell Kosi, but that was gonna happen. But we talk about like guys like yeah, like Nelson or
well, and what I don't get is you
Marshall
look
Ready,
at
and it's like like we gotta do a better job at once they are on the senior team, getting them minutes and just having just a bit of more patience and faith, I'd say.
yeah,
there's that, and then also like to this point, you look at the Canada roster. I mean, look how many guys are from the GTA that never even touched TFC Academy that went elsewhere. Like,
Yeah.
why are we letting these guys slip through the cracks? Like, why, Marcelo Flores came out whatever a couple weeks ago and was like, yeah, I didn't even think about TFC. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
problem there.
we're in a hotbed. There's so many guys from this area that end up having great careers and they're never looked at. They never like what's going on there. We need to do a better job of bringing in guys to the academy when they're young and turning them into something because
It's too much politics. I'll tell you that right
like
now.
I
Too much
Yeah.
like
politics.
clearly it
it's
is, but like we gotta there's something has to be done about that because we can't keep letting guys slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
it's too much politics, and also I think it's you don't get as many benefits as you would going elsewhere because, for example, my little cousin, he's like 10 years old, 11 years old. He's going to Italy this summer to play in a tournament, and he's a goalie.
Hmm.
If he was in TFC's academy, he wouldn't be going anywhere because you stay here. They very much limit you to what you're allowed to do. And if you're going somewhere else, like he's playing in an academy called Game Awareness, they're taking him to a bunch of tournaments. Like he was playing in Croatia last summer, he's going to Italy this summer. He's going around to Europe to actual hotbeds where soccer
Hmm.
is supposedly supposed to be big and played well. I say supposedly because, well,
We'll
we'll
get
get
into
into
that
it.
next.
But anyways, whereas if you're playing in TFC's academy, unless if you're like 15 or 16 years old, they're not going to travel with you. And even at that,
Well,
they
we should
probably
be.
still won't. We
Like,
should
why
be.
not?
Exactly.
Like,
But that's a TFC problem.
yeah.
And that's why
Well,
obviously the kids aren't necessarily going to make their decision, but the parents, if they're going to say, well, if my kid wants to play soccer and he can go to Europe with his team and he can do all these things, why not? Because I'm going to be paying
Yeah.
money either way. Let me give them the
But
best
TFC should be
experience.
offering that. Like that's my
But that's what
point.
I'm
It
saying. But
should be
if
the
they're
best
not, why
academy.
would kids do
I
it,
for
right?
sure, 100%. Like
And I think
it's
that's
on
the
the
big
club.
issue.
It's on the
sorry,
club.
I do want to jump in though because we do have to give a shout out.
Couple
The
minutes left,
TFC
yeah.
Academy does travel quite a bit, and they
Okay.
actually the U15 team literally just beat Barcelona this
That
week.
did happen.
So they that I don't just want to put out any
But
misinformation.
but do
They
I
they
think
do go.
Santia's
younger
talking about
though?
sort of younger. Like once you get into
Yeah.
U14,
Yeah,
U15,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
traveling more. But I think
Because
his
that's
what
the
he's saying
thing.
is younger, yeah.
That's the thing. Once you hit that 15 like age range, if you've been traveling with, your outside club, your parent club for however long, like are you really going to want to make the switch to TFC if you've been having
It's a fair
success up
point.
until that point,
It's
right?
a
No,
fair
That
point.
that's
that's
that's what I'm trying to say. But that is
Yeah.
exactly what I said. Whereas TFC's youth system, if they do start traveling, it's probably going to be around that 15, 16-year-old range. Because they're not going to be taking like 12-year-olds across the world, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless if they do. I mean, I don't know, right?
when I went to
But
play against some pro club academy teams in Portugal when I was like 16, we learned like they picked them up from school,
Oh yeah, yeah,
picked them up from home, drop it off, blah blah blah, feed them. It was just like totally different.
yeah. All right. Well, we only have a minute or two left here, and we do have some things to get to. Mainly the Santia Surprise. Anthony, do you have anything for us this episode?
I do. Now we were talking about at the beginning that TFC have won two in a row, and that doesn't happen often. So my question is, when was the last time that they hit a three-game winning streak? And who was the manager?
MLS or all comp?
Yeah, good
MLS.
question.
I know
No,
this
it's
'cause
MLS.
I researched this, so I got to back out of this. I'll
You
let Ethan and
bastard.
Big Cones.
I don't think they had one under Herdman. Did they have one that year?
Well, that's the question.
Shit.
You are on a clock. We only have about a minute
Yeah. Okay. Wait, let me give me 1 second. I'm just trying to think. Okay, I'll go with 2019. I'll go with 2019
Wow.
Vanny.
All right. Tones?
I don't know. Let's say I want to say 2019 too, to be honest. That's just me.
That's insane. It's 2024. It was April 2024.
Oh, so they did have one under Herdman.
They
Okay.
had one with Herdman. It was
Okay.
a 1-0 win against the Revs with
Yeah.
a Prince Owosu goal. Oh, look at that. Marshall Ruddy's on the cover of it.
Yeah,
Um,
that was right at the beginning of the season. Yep. Yep.
yeah, they had a 5-0 win in the
Yep.
Canadian Championship, not
Yep.
including that. 2-1 over Orlando, Spicer and
Yep.
Owosu with a 90th minute winner. 3-1 against
ITT.
Dallas, Berna Brace and Matty
Hmm.
Longstaff,
Yeah.
and then another Canadian Championship win.
So
So
Yeah.
it's
it was
five
Yep.
actually
altogether.
one, two, three.
Hey,
Yeah, it was five on the spin.
and then
Dang.
Saturday, Cincy. It'll be
Yeah.
2026. Before we head out, I gotta give prop of the week. I don't know if I've done this one before yet, but the new scarves are nice.
Oh yeah.
Scarves are really
Oh,
nice. Gotta take the blur
Yeah.
off here. I don't know if it's worth even doing this, but I've been loving the new scarves. Got the white.
that's beautiful.
Yep. And then the red
Uh,
on the back.
yeah, figure it
Ah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
What I
figure it
like
out.
is I don't have it available to me in the time to grab it and bring it here, but mine's the burgundy one with the because they're the different colors, right? I got the
Oh
burgundy
yeah,
one
because
with
there's two.
with
Yeah,
the
because
red one. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't decide that, my buddy did.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, no, dude, scarves are
yeah.
great, man. I mean, I don't really wear them too much, but they're good props to have.
And then before we end as well, I just want to give the L of the week to James Rodriguez, who is who's been hospitalized for dehydration
Yep.
That's
That did
in
happen.
Yo,
Minnesota.
That did happen.
yo,
oh my
So
God.
yeah, so that's about it.
Minnesota.
That has been the Boys on the Field episode 14. I hope you guys enjoyed from Anthony Santia, Anthony Lancione, and Ethan Gabor. I am Ben Griffith. This has been brought to you by Offside Boys, and we will see you guys next time.